Welcome to the catering section of A Perfect Wedding Plan. Food is, of course, a very important part of any wedding, so we're sitting here with Executive Chef Doug Brochu from Creative Hands Cuisine. And tell me exactly, what do you do?
Well, I'm located at Stonebridge Manor. I'm the executive chef here. I also am the chef that does all of the packages at Stonebridge Manor. I have a staff of 7 that we create everything. I've built a little French kitchen and a bake shop here at Stonebridge, and we offer full service and limited service packages. I am the chef. My wife deals a lot more with the schematics, so to speak. But as far as me as the chef, I guess, you know, first of all, they'd like to get an idea of, I would like to get an idea what kind of a budget they like to have, where they want to go with a beef tenderloin, a lobster, shrimp, and you want to start from there. You don't want somebody to come in and sell them lobster and filet when they want to be more or less with a chicken or a potato dish. And then I like to, you know, give them some ideas, show them some pictures, and then again, my forte is doing a tasting. I really believe strongly in letting them taste, see what kind of foods we have, flavors, how I'm able to prepare and cook things, the unique, the garnish, the flowers, again, the edible fruits and things, and kind of, you know, pick what they like, see what they kind of like. But I find the personal touch and the time to meet with each bride and groom. Obviously, they know what kind of foods and things their family likes, food allergies, things of that nature, children, how many kids are going to be there. You want to always feed the kids first. And we come up with a lot of creative menus.
Now, how do people in your industry handle destination weddings?
All right, that's a good question. A lot of people do still like to travel. We've been invited to Cancun to do weddings. We've been to Cabo San Lucas. We've been invited to Sedona, it's a local place, and Tucson as well. I am the one of the preferred caterers and the executive chef of Bella Palazzo, which is www.bellapalazzo.com. That's a #1 destination management company that have private homes all over the United States, Aruba, Europe, Aspen, everywhere. And we sort of do just kind of how we do here, Courtney, how we talked about it. We set up a tasting, we design your food, and we figure a way to have and handle this wedding for you in any destination and location that you need to. I've shipped some of my food, my products. A lot of times I've flown to places and found where I can gather my ingredients and what I need that's local in that area to create and have one of the perfect weddings. And it's kind of a neat thing. It doesn't happen a lot, but there is a call for that, and a lot of times you know, we have put that together. But Bella Palazzo, they do offer these homes. They have these beautiful exclusive homes, and we have traveled to the home with all of our product and whatnot and carried out a wedding. A lot of times they'll stay for 2 or 3 days, so we'll do their brunch, their rehearsal dinner, and then their morning, and then, you know, after the wedding kind of a party. So
how does your company differ from any other company, or how do different catering businesses separate themselves from their competition?
Well, I guess, you know, it's a good question. I would say your reference letters, maybe, you know, how you've conducted your business, where you're able to do weddings. And I have a wonderful opportunity here at Stonebridge Manor, which has been here for 10 years. I do about 140 weddings a year here. Stonebridge itself does 300. So that keeps me kind of busy. Having an opportunity to be at Nordstrom's and Saks Fifth Avenue, we do Dana Buckman, Tiffany's, and you meet those kind of clients, and they find that they like your food, your quality, your service, and they'll continue to call you back. And when they find somebody they really like, they sort of stick with it.
What should a bride and groom expect on that day from their catering service or their chef?
Well, a lot of times when they arrive, one thing that I do is we offer a pre-ceremony hors d'oeuvre platter. A lot of times they're nervous, they haven't eaten anything. I think it's a great thing. A lot of caterers should do this, some do. But we put together fresh fruit, some nuts, some cheese, some dried fruit, crackers, bottled water, juice, nothing that's going to spill, but that's important. And that's usually when I go up into the bride and groom's rooms. Hey, how you doing? Let them know that I'm here. They feel better about that. Give them a little something to eat, and they will take some of the jitters out. Make sure they're not drinking too much. Keep them happy. And that's an important thing. They want to make sure that everything is seen. A lot of times their moms or family will go and look at the table setting. We always check that to make sure that's done. The cake should be delivered. If there's any special alcohols or champagne, that should be chilled and ready to go. A checklist, a timeline is probably your most important thing in the wedding. we feel very confident, from 50 people to 500, plated or buffet. And you know, we just check. You don't want to bother them. You just want to reassure them that everything is okay. And if there is a crisis, you need to handle it, and you need to be able to make an executive decision and get it done. And that's rather important. So
now, when a bride and groom come to you, they want a perfect food setup for their wedding date. What kind of questions do they need to be asking you to make sure that that happens?
Well, that's good. That's a good question, Courtney. Probably the first would be your background. You know, are you a chef? Are you able to handle this? References are very, very important. Where have you done some food? Can I contact somebody that's done food, or a venue that you've worked at? Do you clean up? Do you have enough insurance and liability? Pictures are also very important. Can you show me some pictures of food? Presentation, obviously. How your buffet is set up. You don't want tins and chafing dishes. What kind of equipment do they have? Is it clean and neat, not rusty and old? How far away the kitchen is going to be set up to where the food's going to be prepared? Does your staff have food handlers cards? Is your bartender Arizona board certified? Has he taken the courses, the proper courses, to know when to cut somebody off? A tasting is ideal. Set up a time for a tasting. Is there a cost involved in the tasting? And then the chef, myself, would ask, what kinds of foods are you looking for? What are things you've enjoyed? I like to ask a bride and groom if there's any local restaurants that they've eaten at. Maybe I could visit the restaurant. If there's any ethnic foods. We've done Indian weddings, kosher weddings. I'm kosher trained. Italian, is there something they really like? Then I'll do some research and try to come up with something creative to earn their business, to see if it's something that they'll enjoy, and we can create a great dish and make their wedding. And the food is very important. The venue is wonderful. The food is the other big cost.
And how much time do you need to prepare for a big event like a wedding? Do you need a week, a month, a couple months?
5 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Usually what we like to do is most brides and grooms will come 8 months to a year prior. I have 13 weddings in 2010 already booked, ready to go. So the sooner you can get in there and book your date, obviously here at Stonebridge, Saturdays are popular. Fridays are a little less expensive, all the way down to Thursday, Tuesday, and Monday. So the sooner you get your date and your venue booked, then you want to find your caterer to make sure they're going to be available and ready to work there. You want to make sure they have enough insurance that will be able to work at that particular venue. So time, you need to give them between 6 and 8 months. Get your food, and then we do a follow-up call. We do a walkthrough if it's not here at Stonebridge Manor. We walk through the venue, do a floor plan, pick everything out. So these all take time, but the more time the better, because this way if you run across questions or problems or changes, we're able to handle them and do them with the right amount of time.
What should a bride and groom ask you when they're looking at their budget and how many people they can afford to bring to their wedding?
Well, I think that's important. First, they want to figure out about how many people they would like to have. Do they want 200, 300, 50? That's important. And then they need to know about how much money they're going to be able to have total for their wedding. And at that point, the bride and groom would sit down and discuss, how important is their food, whether the bar could be very expensive, then your florist and your DJ. So you do a little research. You could go online and get a general idea. There's no general guidelines for how much a wedding could be. I've done weddings that were $350 a person, all the way down to $25 a person. So it really depends. And that's the neat part of what I do is kind of putting together and creating a wedding that would fit into your budget and making it as special as possible. And you want to find a caterer and a chef that will be able to do that. But I don't mean to be general or beat around the bush. And as far as budget, that's tough. And I have had people come and say, I have $100 grand, Chef Doug, make my wedding beautiful. And I have people come and say, I have $6 grand, but I have 300 people and I want it to be beautiful. So it's just a matter of who can be in there and who can do what needs to be done for that budget. That's where you'll find your chef and your caterer that you talk to and deal with, and they'll be able to, if they're good enough, help you get where you need to be with your budget and work with you.
Executive Chef Doug Brochu from Creative Hands Cuisine, thank you so much for your
pleasure.
time and
My
information. We appreciate it.
I hope I was a help. Thank you.
Definitely. And stay tuned for your next vendor.